Hope all of you are doing well. So in the previous class, we discussed about business cycles, right? So major, we have got four phases like peak stage, growth stage, expansion, and contraction, right? We also discussed about a couple of theories of the business cycles. So in this session, let us discuss about one of such theories. Then we'll go for the consequences and how to control the inflation. So this theory is a real business cycle theory. It was proposed by John Knuth, and according to this theory, fluctuations in output and employment are the results of a variety of real shocks that hit the economy. So basically, it is aiming at fluctuations in employment, fluctuations in output and employment. Markets adjust to these shocks rapidly and always remain in equilibrium. The ups and downs are caused by technology or other similar shocks to the supply side of the economy. That means this theory, that is real business cycle theory, highlights the importance of supply side of business. So what is impact of supply upon the business cycles? So it postulates that a boom will occur, that is a peak stage, with an invention of a productivity increase in device. Entrepreneurs increase investment, expand output, and employ more people. So whenever a boom is there, all these phenomenon happen. Next one is recession. That is the lowest one. That is a trough or slump. So various times already we have discussed. So during recession or a recession will occur with lacking of new advances or low productivity, and at that point employers rationally choose not to produce as much. So whenever they suspect so there won't be good demand, so employers rationally choose not to produce as much. So they may confine to limited quantities. So that's all about this real business cycle theory, right? So now let us go for the effects of business cycles. So the effects during expansion and during recession. If it is during expansion, what are the effects of these business cycles? First one is high growth. So large investments, increase in employment, income and expenditures. So all these take place. That is the effect of the business cycles during expansion. And next effect during expansion is inflation. As we discussed in the previous sessions, right? The rate of rise in the prices. Increase in investment forces more money supply in the system. Demand for factory inputs like labor. Already we discussed the four factor: land, labor, capital, organization. Hence, their prices increase, which increases the cost of production. That is about the second effect during expansion. And third effect during expansion is severe competition. So firms resort to large amount of non-productive expenditure. That is in terms of advertisements and publicity. So these are called non-productive. So they are the effects during the expansion. Now let us discuss about during recession. So what are the effects during recession? First one is excess inventory, over than the required amount. So those firms which had produced in abundance during expansion phase face the problem of maintaining unsold items. So because of recession, the items are not sold. All items are not sold. So maintenance of these items is a challenge for the firms. Next effect during recession is unemployment. In order to reduce investment, recession phase is marked by large scale retrenchment. So employees are terminated and then underemployed, etc. That is about the second effect during recession. The third one is below capacity operations and liquidation of firms. Some firms operate below capacity. Supposing the planned capacity per day is say 1 lakh units. So they may not produce 1 lakh because there is no demand. And sometimes some firms have to close. Liquidation is winding up of the firms. Next, how to control these business cycles? Okay. So at various levels, these business cycles are controlled. Let us see one by one. First one is at firm level, at individual firm level. So what are the precaution measures that are to be taken to control the business cycles? First one is investments. So firms should deter from investing huge amounts of funds. So whenever they invest in huge funds, so that will be a problem. So therefore they have to stop, they have to control themselves, they have to prevent themselves while going for huge investments. Next, inventory. Firms should not create large inventory of raw materials or finished goods. Otherwise, what happens? They have to suffer because of, maintenance of those unsold or maintenance of those overstocked. Next, products. Diversify in different markets. The firms should have to diversify in different markets and different products so that the risk is diversified. So in one market they may not be sold, in another market they can be sold. Next one is curative measures to be taken at the time of recession. So if it is recession, what are the curative measures, what are the preventive measures that are to be taken? Pricing. Flexibility should be the right strategy. So flexible. So depending upon circumstances, the pricing should take place. Next, costing. So control wastages and reduce costs. So if they control the wastages, automatically they can control the business cycles to some extent, to a limited extent. So they are at the firm level. And next one is at the government level. So under government level, we have got again various measures. First one is monetary measures. So what are those monetary measures? Let us discuss. First one is rediscount rate. So during expansion and during recession, if it is expansion, increase the rediscount rate to curb money supply. So money supply has to be controlled. For that, they have to increase the discount rate. If it is expansion, if it is recession, reduce the rate to increase money supply. So because they have to increase the money supply, for that they have to reduce the rate of discount or rate. So like you can see read discount rate. Next one is reserve ratios. So during expansion, the ratios are increased. Basically, that is by RBI, so that banks are left with less cash to be extended as credit. So that is the one thing. Next one is recession. During recession, the ratios are decreased so that banks can extend easy credit. Like that, you can see monetary measures during expansion recession. Next one is open market operations. During expansion, sells securities and takes away disposable income from people. So governments, especially the central government, sells securities, bonds, etc., and takes away the disposable. So that means they control the money supply. They ensure that the less money is supplied, less money is circulated among the population. Recession, if it is recession, buys securities. The governments buy securities to give more in the hands of people. So like that, they take the measures. Selective credit control. So banks are advised to extend credit to certain areas. So while restrict to certain other areas. So therefore selective. So in some areas they have to extend the credit. In some areas they have to restrict the credit. Next one at the government level is fiscal measures. So under fiscal measures, first one is public expenditure. So how this can be used as a tool so as to control the business cycles. So first one is what? Expansion. During expansion, government reduces expenditure to control demand. And during recession, government increases expenditure on various activities like health, transport, communication, etc. So like that, you can say public expenditure also can be controlled so as to control the business cycles. Next one is public revenue. Like public expenditure, next one is public revenue. So in this case also again we come across during expansion and during recession. So during expansion, an increase in taxes takes away the portion of people's money and thus people's money in the sense people's income and thus brings down aggregate demand. So they have to reduce the revenue in the public or circulation or income to the public. If it is recession, it is desirable that the governments reduce taxes. If the government reduce taxes, what happens automatically? People have more money, and with that more money, they try to spend again. They overcome, or the government or the economy overcomes the recession. An appropriate combination of these measures. So we have discussed many measures at farm level, at government level, during expansion, during recession. So therefore, an appropriate combination of these measures is adopted after thorough examination of the causes of business cycles. So first of all, they have to identify the causes, and according to the, because there are various causes, there are various factors. So according to those causes and factors, the measures have to be taken so that the business cycles can be controlled to a certain extent. So with this, we have completed the business cycles. So if you have any, doubts, you can get them clarified. So thank you, dear students. Let us end the session for today.